Throughout tennis history, we've seen countless champions rise to glory, women whose skill, elegance, and sheer determination have captivated the world. But beyond the trophies, bright lights, and roaring crowds, there's another kind of courage, one that doesn't always get the spotlight. It's the courage to live authentically, to love openly, to inspire change, not just through victories but through honesty. Today, we celebrate tennis's proud lesbian athletes, women who have shattered barriers, challenged stereotypes, and proven that love and authenticity belong in every arena. These are not just stories of sport, but of humanity, of courage, pride, and the power of love. A legacy of courage. Our story begins long before rainbow flags were seen in stadiums or pride parades filled city streets. At the dawn of the 20th century, one woman quietly rewrote history, Toupie, Lowther. Born in 1874 in England, Lowther became one of Britain's leading tennis players when the sport itself was still defining its identity. Between 1900 and 1903, she won the British covered court championships 3 times and reached 2 Wimbledon semifinals. But her real legacy wasn't only her serve or her stamina, it was her authenticity. In 1902, Toupie Lowther became what historians believe to be the first openly lesbian athlete in the world. At a time when same-sex relationships were forbidden, dangerous, and ridiculed, her honesty was revolutionary. She refused to live in secrecy. Her life off the court was equally remarkable. During World War I, she co-founded an all-female ambulance unit that rescued wounded soldiers from the front lines. She was decorated twice with France's Croix de Guerre for bravery. Toupie Lowther didn't just play tennis, she lived freely when freedom was forbidden. And in doing so, she laid the first stone in a path many would later follow. From silence to strength, the 20th century icons. Fast forward to the 1960s and 70s, and women's tennis had entered a golden era. 2 names towered above the rest, Billie Jean King and Martina Navratilova, legends who not only ruled the court but changed the cultural landscape forever. Billie Jean King's career was extraordinary, 39 Grand Slam titles, and a reputation as one of the fiercest competitors in tennis history. But her courage off the court defined her legacy just as much as her backhand. In 1981, her private life became public when a former lover filed a lawsuit. In that moment, she was forced to come out, a terrifying experience in a world far less accepting than today. But instead of retreating, she stood tall. King faced the cameras, the criticism, and the loss of sponsors with dignity. She became a voice for authenticity and equality, proving that strength isn't just about winning matches, it's about being honest about who you are. Then came Martina Navratilova, another icon who dominated tennis while living her truth. Navratilova was open about her sexuality from early in her career, despite the risks. Her honesty and excellence, 18 Grand Slam singles titles and 59 overall, sent a message that still echoes today. Being yourself and being the best are not mutually exclusive. They go hand in hand. The modern era, pride in motion. Today's generation of lesbian and queer women in tennis owe a piece of their freedom to those who came before them. But they're not just inheriting courage, they're creating their own legacies, right now in front of millions. Let's meet the stars who are proudly living and loving authentically. Daria Kasatkina and Natalia Zabiako. Russian tennis star Daria Kasatkina is one of the most admired figures in modern sport, not just for her skill, but for her honesty. In 2022, she spoke publicly about her sexuality in an interview that made international headlines. At a time when LGBTQ+ rights in Russia were under severe pressure, Daria's openness was an act of defiance and hope. She said simply, "Living in the closet is impossible. It's pointless." Daria reached the semi-finals of the French Open and rose to world number 8. But beyond rankings, she became a symbol of courage for young people everywhere. Her partner, Natalia Zabiako, is an Olympic silver medalist figure skater. Together, they've become one of sport's most beloved power couples, balancing competitive fire with shared tenderness. In 2025, they announced their engagement, and the tennis world celebrated with them. Their story is a reminder that love, like sport, demands bravery, and both are worth fighting for. Greet Minnen and Marie Delis. Belgium's Greet Minnen is another example of strength and authenticity. Known for her smooth baseline play and fighting spirit, Greet has been ranked among the world's top 60 players. She was once part of one of tennis's most celebrated couples, a long-term relationship and engagement with fellow Belgian player Alison van Witvank. Together, they made history as one of the first openly lesbian pairs to compete as doubles partners on the WTA Tour. Though they eventually went their separate ways, both continued to champion visibility in sport. In 2025, Greet found love again and married Marie Delis, sharing her joy with fans worldwide. Her story reflects the evolution of tennis, from silence to celebration. Demi Schuurs and Carmen Koejman. From the Netherlands comes Demi Schuurs, a doubles specialist who has reached as high as world number 7. She came out as a teenager and has been open about her relationship with her longtime partner Carmen Koejman. Together, they've shown that being honest about who you are can exist naturally alongside competitive ambition. Demi's positivity and openness make her one of the most respected figures on the doubles circuit, not just for her volleys, but for her visibility. Nadia Podoroska and Guillermina Naya. From Argentina, Nadia Podoroska captured the hearts of tennis fans with her inspiring run to the 2020 French Open semifinals, the first Argentine woman to do so since Paula Suarez. But her story didn't end with tennis success. In 2022, Nadia came out publicly, revealing her relationship with former player Guillermina Naya. The response was overwhelmingly positive. Fans, fellow athletes, and the media celebrated her openness, marking another important step forward for LGBTQ+ representation in Latin American sports. Podoroska later said she felt lighter, freer, and happier, proof that truth is liberating, both on and off the court. Emina Bektas and Tara Moore. American player Emina Bektas has built her career through sheer persistence. Breaking into the WTA Top 100 in 2023, at a stage when many players are winding down, she proved that determination knows no age. Her journey has been marked by both triumph and vulnerability. Emina was married to fellow tennis player Tara Moore, and together they competed as doubles partners. Their openness about their relationship broke down more barriers, reminding fans that love and competition can coexist beautifully. Tara Moore, from England, has also had a dynamic career. Once Britain's top doubles player, she was previously engaged to Swiss player Connie Perrin, making them one of tennis's first high-profile same-sex couples. Their visibility, even years ago, helped normalize what was once hidden: love, pride, and progress. Each of these women, Daria and Natalia, Greet and Marie, Demi and Carmen, Nadia and Guillermina, Emina and Tara, carries the torch of visibility. They play for titles, for countries, and for themselves, but their openness gives hope to millions who dream of living freely. They've proven that love is not a distraction from greatness, it's a source of strength. That authenticity and ambition can share the same court. That pride is not about politics, it's about being whole. From Toupie Lowther's quiet defiance in 1902, to Billie Jean King's bravery in 1981, to today's generation of athletes who post photos with their partners without fear, this evolution tells the story of how far we've come. Tennis has always been a stage for passion, but now it's also a platform for truth. And that truth, that love in every form deserves respect, is what makes the modern game so powerful. A new kind of victory. For every young athlete watching from the stands or scrolling through social media, these women are proof that you don't have to choose between success and self. You can be both, proud and professional, bold and kind, fierce and free. They're rewriting what a champion looks like, not just by lifting trophies, but by lifting others. Their courage doesn't fade when the match ends, it echoes through every person inspired to be authentic. So here's to the women who serve love and courage with every swing of the racket, who break not just records, but barriers, who remind us that visibility is victory. Because in the end, tennis, like life, is not only about the score. It's about showing up as who you truly are. And in that match, love always wins. Rainbow tennis. If you found this story inspiring, Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with someone who believes that courage and authenticity belong everywhere, including the world of sport. See you in the next one.